everyone. Today we're doing a strong core flow that will prepare us for crow pose and some other inversions if you wish to take it there. So we'll get started on our back. Laying down with your legs bent is always my favourite way to start, and the knees knocking in towards each other, and then you can bring your hands on your belly and close down the eyes. So we'll start with a few deep breaths. Filling up the belly with each inhale, and letting the breath flow out easily with each exhale. Beginning to connect with that core center. Using the diaphragm to push the belly out as you inhale, and start with a slight contraction of the belly as you exhale. You can begin to use your Ujjayi breath if you like. So the next few breaths really focus on this expansion as you breathe in. And then on pulling the belly back towards the back of your spine as you breathe out, really engaging the core. And then we'll start here by doing very small movements with the pelvis, rocking backwards and forwards. So create a little space here between your back and the ground as you inhale, arching. And as you exhale, tuck the tailbone under, press the lower back onto the ground and really pull the belly in. You can use your hands to help you here, breathing in to just lift a little and breathing out to pull the belly in and press the lower back onto the ground. Moving like this a few more times. Never provoking any pain, just feeling that movement of the pelvis, tuck under and sticking the tailbone back. Just a few pelvic tilts to wake up the pelvis, engage the core. And then bring your knees into your chest. You can rock from side to side here. And then bring your forehead towards your knee, pulling yourself into a tight little ball. And then release back down. Place your feet flat on the ground. Reach the arms over the head as you inhale. And as you exhale, lift the head, lift the shoulders and reach the arms forward. So lifting here, pulling the belly in. Again, inhale, arms overhead, shoulders back onto the floor. Exhale, lifting up, pulling the belly in. Breath in to lift and open. Exhale, reach the arms forward, pull the belly in. And let's go for 3 more. Inhale. Exhale. 2. And 1. Now hold it here and take the feet off the ground, keeping the belly pulling in and the lower back onto the ground. Hold it for 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, reach the arms overhead and keep the shins parallel with the floor. If you find that you're losing the connection there, really pull that belly back in. And if this is too much, you can go back to having feet on the ground instead. So, with arms over the head, breathing in here, breathing out, reach the arms forward, pull the belly in for 1, 2, exhale as you come up, 3, stay with the feet on the ground if this doesn't feel right, 4, 5, 6, 7, almost there, 8, 9, and 10. And hold it here. And release, arms wide, feet wide on your mat, and just take a moment to windshield wipe the knees side to side. So to work on poses like crow pose, we really have to get this engagement of the front body, this hollowing of the body. So we'll work towards building some strength towards crow pose, and it doesn't matter if you don't get to crow pose, you're still working on building strength and stability. So we'll actually now try crow pose on our back, which is actually harder than doing the full pose. So bend the knees again, flex the toes to start with, reach the arms up towards the ceiling and point the fingers towards, like try to bring them towards you as if you're trying to hold the ceiling with your hands. So breathe in here, and as you breathe out, tuck the chin to the chest, lift the shoulders and see if you can connect the knees towards your upper arms or armpits. And then from here, squeeze the heels towards the bum. Really squeezing the front body. Hold for 5, 4, 3. You can do this. 2. And 1. Release the head back down. That is quite a lot of effort. And now just windshield wipe the knees side to side, either with feet lifted or feet on the ground to release. We'll repeat this one more time just to get that engagement in your core. And start to wire those neural connections. So then when we do it on our hands, your body knows already what it's doing. So once again, prepare here by tucking the tailbone under, lift the knees, reach the arms up, hold the ceiling with your hands, breathe in here to prepare. Exhale, pull the belly in, lift the shoulders. Another inhale here. Exhale, connect elbows, armpits to knees or knees to armpits or as high as you can get them. And then squeeze heels towards bum, hold it, breathe. Last breath. And release as you exhale. Arms wide, soles of the feet together and knees open. Taking a few breaths to re-establish that connection with your breaths. And to make sure that we'll give ourselves a little bit of space as well as all this contraction, this fire that we're creating in our belly. And now bring the hands behind your thighs, knees in, rock backwards and forwards a few times, still engaging through the core. And plant your feet, hands onto your knees rather. And as you breathe in, widen your knees, push the chest forward. And as you exhale, lean back, separate the shoulder blades and again engage through the core. Breath in to open forward. Breath out, lean back. And a few more like this at your own pace. Getting the spine to move nicely. From here, straighten your spine, bring the hands behind your legs, lift the feet, shins parallel to the floor for boat pose, reach the arms forward. Hold this here, 5, 4, 3, squeeze the big toes towards each other, 2, and 1. Bring the soles of the feet together, knees wide. Breath in to open the chest. Exhale, come all the way forward and down. To stretch your hip flexors and your inner thighs. Lift yourself up and out of this. Bring the legs back in. Come back into that boat pose. And here, if this was challenging enough for you, you're going to stay in boat pose holding. Otherwise, we'll lift and lower from boat pose to low boat pose. So breathe in here. Breathe out. Lower your lower back onto the ground. Keep the shoulders lifted. Maybe straighten the legs. Big inhale here. Exhale, lift up for 1. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift up for 2. 3. We aim for 10. 4. If you need to stop earlier, then please do. Pause the video. Go again. 5. 6. 7. Keep that engagement in the core. 8. 9. And 10. Nice. Once again, soles of the feet together and knees wide. Breath in to lengthen the spine. Look up. Exhale. Come all the way forward and down. Even rounding your spine if you need to. But drive the movement from your chest first with your spine straight and then fold over your legs. Often when we do core work of this sort, we forget to breathe. So make sure that when we take these pauses, you remind yourself that it's important to breathe. It's always important to breathe, but especially with core poses, I find that we can sort of grind our teeth and like not breathe as deeply. So it's really important that we work with the breath. Now lift yourself up and we're going to cross our legs and come onto hands and knees. So spread your fingers wide and knees underneath the hips. Claw them out with your fingertips. So what you want is this in your hand, like a little bit of clawing action, because that will be helpful for later, because your hands are your brakes when we do any sort of arm balances. So from here we're going to take the sit bones up and open the chest forward with an inhale. And exhale, round the back, tuck the tailbone under and pull the belly in. So a few cat and cows at your own pace, breathing in. And as you breathe in and come forward, you can shift the weight slightly forward into your fingertips. And as you exhale, really press the ground away with your hands. So I always say this, but each pose can be done in different ways depending on what we're trying to achieve. So we're trying to get a little shoulder strength here, conditioning the wrists and the hands, getting them used to bearing more weight. And it's practice. It all happens with practice. Now shift all your weight forward, keep the tailbone tucked under, and keep it here. You might find that your wrists are starting to feel a little bit sore, so engage the fingertips even more, clawing them out like a cat. And then from here, inhale, open the chest with your weight shifted forward. Exhale, round and sit back, so we'll give them a little rest. Breathe in, come forward again, open the chest. Exhale, round and sit all the way back towards child's pose. Again, coming forward, inhale. Exhale, round and shift back. One last time, inhale. Exhale. From here, come forward and start to make circles from left to right. Again, carrying on with your breaths. Simply getting the body used to being here. And shifting the weight onto the hands and switch the direction of the movement. A little bit of wrist pain when we do these things is normal. Well, I should say discomfort. If it's really painful, it might be your body's asking to step back. It all takes time, a little bit of conditioning. Now point the fingers outwards, and we're going to stretch side to side, stretching the inner forearms. And this is a bit of wrist conditioning that you can use before any kind of yoga practice that involves a lot of wrists, so mainly vinyasa and ashtanga. Okay, now place the tops of the hands on the floor with fingers pointing towards each other, and we'll do a little push up here. So elbows wide, inhale, exhale, round, separate shoulder blades and really engage the core here again. And up. Inhale, chin to thumbs, exhale, up, and again, and up. Sit back for a moment and draw circles, arms extended in front of you, draw circles with your hands. And draw circles the other way. Point the fingers up towards the ceiling, down towards the floor, up towards the ceiling again, down towards the floor, up and down. Give your hands a bit of a shake and come back onto hands and knees. We're going to breathe in to open the chest. You can do this with the toes tucked or untucked. Toes tucked, a little bit easier, untucked, a little bit harder. So as we exhale, actually we'll do this together. Start with the toes untucked. Inhale to open the chest. Exhale, round, pull the belly in, lift the knees to hover off the ground, and the weight is onto your hands. Lower the knees back down, inhale to open. Exhale, round, tuck, tailbone under, lift the knees. One more time, inhale, open the chest forward. Exhale, tuck, lift the knees, and back down. Sit back for a moment, and again, this time we're going to bring the tops of the hands towards each other and circle your wrists. Your wrists and your forearms should start feeling a little bit warmer now. Place the hands back down, this time with toes untucked. If this doesn't feel right, stay with toes tucked. Always stay one step behind if what I'm proposing doesn't feel right in your body. Breathe in to open the chest, claw the mat with your fingertips. Exhale, round, lift the knees here with the toes untucked. And back down, inhale to lift, open the chest. Exhale, lift the knees, and back down. Last one, breath in. Exhale, lift. Back down. Stay on hands and knees now. We're going to work the forearms. So we're going to come up onto the fingertips and back down. Lifting the heels of the hands and back down. Try to stay with your weight forward, because if you're back here, nothing much is happening. If it's too much to do both at the same time, you can do one at a time. And you can even sort of come all the way to the fingertips, alternating or doing both at the same time. And you'll find that your forearms will get nice and warm now. Nice. From here, tuck the toes under, press the hips high, downward facing dog. And in downward dog, you can bend one knee at a time, lifting one heel at a time. Connect to your breaths again. And again in downward dog, remember the position of the hands, clawing the mat with your fingertips, pressing the ground away from you. As you inhale, now take the right leg up towards the ceiling. Exhale, bring the right knee to the right elbow, really squeeze it high. Breath in, right leg up. Exhale, right knee to right elbow. Inhale, take that right leg up. Exhale, right knee to right elbow. Two more, breath in and out. I'm trying to bring it a bit higher than the right elbow if you can. One more. Knee high towards the right armpit. Hold for one breath in. And as you breathe out, step right foot outside, right hand. Come onto the fingertips here into this lizard lunge. Keeping the chest open, fingertips or even fists if you want to give your wrists a little rest. And if you prefer to have the back knee lower down onto the floor, that's fine as well. From here, step the left foot outside of the left hand, coming down into a squat. Remember the squat, you can lift your heels as well if you want to. So from here, reach the arms forward, and we're going to flick our fingers. If you want to work a little bit more, you can lift the bum and come into a bit of a higher squat. But that's up to you. You should start feeling your forearms a little bit warmer again. Squeezing into a fist and then flicking the fingers for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. From here you can use your hands or not to plonk your bum down. So things like crow pose are as much shoulders and wrist conditioning as it is core. So bring the feet closer towards each other, lift the legs as you inhale. Boat pose, exhale, low boat pose. Inhale here, exhale, lift up for 5, 4, slowly, 3, pull it in, 2, and 1. And as a little rest again, bring the knees wide, inhale, open the chest, exhale, fold all the way forward and down. Relax your shoulders here, relax your neck, and be mindful. We'll take this little break so you can be mindful of whether you're holding tension in different places or not. And remember that principle that we work with in yoga, that it's about finding the ease in the effort. Lift up now, in your own time and in your own way. Cross your ankles, coming onto hands and knees again. So we'll repeat those cat and cows. Straight away we go as you inhale, toes tucked under, open the chest. Exhale, lift the knees to hover off the ground. And this time bring right knee towards right elbow, down. Left knee towards left elbow, down. Lower the knees down, untuck your toes, inhale to open. Exhale, round. Keep your toes tucked under if you prefer. Lift the knees. Right knee to right elbow, back. Left knee to left elbow, and back. Knees back down, inhale to open. Exhale, tuck the toes back to downward facing dog. Taking a few breaths in downward dog before we carry on moving. Spread your fingers wide. Always think about the heel of the hand almost lifting a little bit because the weight is onto the fingertips. As you inhale, now take the left leg up. Exhale, shift forward, left knee just above the left elbow if you can, or to the left elbow. Breath in, left leg up. Exhale, left knee, left tricep. Inhale up. Exhale, bring it in. 2 more. Really squeeze the belly and the side body. Last one. Bring it forward. Squeeze it and hold for 1 breath in. And breath out, step left foot outside left hand. Maybe come onto the fingertips. Press the back heel away from you. Open the chest forward. Step the right foot outside of the right hand now. Coming back down into the squat. This time place the palms of the hands together and move one hand into the other. Stretching the wrists this way. And then reach the arms forward once again, a little bit of flicking. Nice. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And now plonk the bum down. You can use your hands behind you if you want to for support. Last of those boat poses to low boat pose. Lean back, lift the feet, shins parallel to the floor. Reach the arms forward. Legs are bent or even straight if you feel like it now. Breathing in. And out, lower down. Inhale here. Exhale up. 1, 2. We're only doing 5. 3, 4, 5. And now cross your ankles. Come onto hands and knees. Spread the fingers wide. Tuck the toes under. Breathe in to open the chest. Exhale to round. Keep the toes tucked under. Lift the knees. Breathe in here. Exhale, right knee to right tricep. Keep the left knee to hover. Back down, inhale. Exhale, left knee, left tricep. Back down, inhale. Exhale, right. Down, inhale, left. Back down, right. Down, left, and down. And now lower the knees down and for a moment take a seat back. Roll your shoulders back and down a few times. Interlace the fingers behind you and pull your hands away from your shoulders, opening the chest, stretching the wrists and the shoulders for a moment. You probably hear the dog snore in the background. That's fine, that's normal. Okay, so for this next little drill that we'll do, you may like to use 2 blocks. I can't use mine because that's where my phone is to film this. Or you can use 2 books, which I haven't got, but you can if you if you want to. So the hands are going to come down, sort of just behind the knees, okay? Or kind of around the knee line. So we're going to lean forward, breathing in. As you breathe out, round the upper back, pull the belly in, and lift the knees into the chest. Again, you can do this with the toes tucked under if you prefer. Hold this here for 3, 2, 1, release back down. Let's do a little opening of the chest. Open, inhale, arms wide, cactus the arms. Exhale, right elbow over left. Breath in to open wide. Exhale, left elbow over right. And now release, hands down again. Toes tucked under or not, that really is your preference. It's a little bit harder with the toes like this, but it's your preference and it depends on your ankle flexibility and how it feels for you. Make sure again that there is this clawing action in the hands. Lean forward, breathe in. First step as you breathe out is to lift the bum round, pull the belly in, then lift the knees into the chest. Keep the knees in towards each other. Next step, if you want to, is to squeeze left heel towards left bum, back down, right heel towards right bum, back down, knees down, and relax back. Again, as we inhale, now we open the shoulders to counteract all that action. Exhale, one elbow on top of the other. Inhale to open. Exhale to round. Release the hands back down. One more of these. Again, if you want a variation, you can do it from the fists, which actually does strengthen everything. Make sure that you're like nice and straight, that there is no kink in the wrist like this, because your wrist probably won't like that. So if you've got rings like me, you might want to turn them around or take them off. And from here, we're going to lean forward, lift the knees into the chest, staying on the fists if that's what you're doing. Hold. And release the knees back down. Give your hands a shake for a moment. And then bring the hands to the front of the mat. Tuck the toes under. And lift up into downward facing dog. Lifting one heel at a time. Inhale, shift forward into a plank pose. And exhale to stay here for a moment. Take the right leg back as you inhale. Exhale, right knee to right upper arm. Inhale, right leg back. Exhale, right knee to nose. Inhale, right leg back. Exhale, right knee to left elbow. Inhale, right leg back. Exhale, step the right foot between the hands. Keep the back heel lifted or place the back heel down. We're coming up, either high lunge as you inhale, or warrior one if your back heel is down. Stretching the hip on the left side, opening the chest. Ooh. Last breath. Bring the hands down. Claw them out with your fingertips. Round your upper back. Squeeze right knee into the chest. And then send that right leg up, open the right hip on top of the left, roll onto the outer edge of the left foot, step right foot behind you, little wild thing here to strengthen left shoulders and open the front of the body. Remember, wild thing can be done from the elbow, and you don't have to lift all the way up. It could look a little more like a side plank. Revolve back into a plank pose. Shift your weight forward. Bend the knees, bend the elbows, chaturanga lower down. And as you inhale here, roll the shoulders back, open the chest forward into your version of a back bend. Exhale back to downward facing dog. Inhale, shift forward into a plank. Exhale to firm up the belly in this plank pose. Remember the action of the hands and fingertips. As you inhale, lift the left leg. Exhale, left knee, left tricep. Inhale, left leg back. Exhale, left knee to nose. Inhale, left leg back. Exhale, left knee, right elbow. Inhale, left leg back. Exhale, step left foot between the hands. Keep the back heel lifted. Rise up. High lunge or warrior one, inhale. Exhale to sink a little deeper. Finding your breaths. Exhale, hands down. Squeeze left heel to left buttock. Left knee to the chest. And then send left leg up. Open left hip on top of the right. Shifting the weight forward before you place the left foot behind you. And open the chest for wild thing. Revolve back into a plank. Shift your weight forward, bend the elbows, chaturanga. Inhale into your back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward, lift the heels, bend the knees, and either step or jump, feet to hands. Forward fold, inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold again. Press down into the feet. Inhale, rise up to stand. Exhale, hands to heart. So we'll just go into the last little drill before we attempt crow pose. So bring the feet closer to each other and sit back into a chair, reaching the arms forward. You can either reach the arms forward or imagine again you're in that crow pose. And then from here, shift the weight into the right foot, inhale. Exhale, squeeze left heel to the bum. And then bring yourself tucked in into a little ball. Inhale, arms up, left knee still into the chest. And exhale, open the elbows wide, bring that left leg back, left heel towards left bum. Hold for 3. Engaging the hamstrings on the left side, 2. And 1. Exhale, elbows towards left knee. And then step the left foot back down. Inhale, sit back into that chair pose. Exhale to sink a little deeper. Shift the weight onto the left and squeeze right heel to right bum like a flamingo. Inhale here. Exhale, see if you can tuck yourself into a little ball, keeping right heel to right buttock. And then inhale, open the arms wide, take that right leg back. Exhale, stay here for 3. 2 and 1. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, elbows to knee and place it down. Roll your shoulders back a few times. Now, one bit of advice here, if you're afraid of falling forward, take a cushion. And you can place it in front of you, because you only want to go that far if you fall. But if that's what you're afraid of and you need just a little security, then you can have that there. So from a standing position, we're going to bend the knees and come into a forward fold. Now the knees will go, for this crow pose, will go as far up towards the armpits as you can. You will get bruises from this. So first of all, we're just going to get used to lifting the heels, shifting the weight forward into the hands and back. Inhale forward, exhale back. Feel the power in your shoulders and in your arms. And back. And again. And back. And this might be where you stay for a long time. This might be the drill that you work with to get the security that you need. Really press the ground away from you as well. We're not collapsing in. Really press the ground away. If you want to go a step further now, bring the elbows up, the knees up towards the armpits. Why do I keep calling them elbows? Shift forward, and maybe this is where you stay. And then back. I'm going to have to remove this because actually it distracts me. But if you've got that there, keep it there. Shift forward. Maybe this time, one heel squeeze into the chest, into the butt. Back down. The other heel. Really press the ground away from you. Keep that spine rounded like in that cat position. And back down. You can rest into a little squat here if you want to, moving the hips side to side. Okay. Now, you can stay exactly what we've done so far. Always stay the step that you feel like is challenging you enough out of the comfort zone, but it's not too much for you. So it doesn't mean you're a failure, it means you're working towards things. So claw them out with the fingertips, lift the bum high. So the bum's got to be higher than the shoulders. Elbows up on the armpits. Lift the heels if you can, shifting the weight all the way forward. The heels will naturally come off. squeezing them to the butt. Hold. Breathe. And relax. So, if you're feeling like you're going backwards, you're probably not shifting forward enough. If you feel like you're falling on your head, you can have the cushion. But also think, when you're falling on your head, can I claw the mat with my fingertips a bit more? Because those are your breaks. So we'll try one more time. Stay wherever you feel comfortable staying. So, connect elbows, again, they're not elbows, they're knees. Knees to armpits, or as far up towards the armpits as you can. Shift forward, look forward. So if you look down, you're going to go down. Claw them out with your fingertips, round the upper back, pull the belly in. Maybe squeeze one heel, maybe both. And release. Back down. Give your hands a shake for a moment. Now if you're tired here, don't worry, you can take a little break. I will show you another version which is called crane pose. It's a little more demanding on your wrists, so only attempt this if you're completely comfortable with crow. But often people ask me, where should my knees be? The answer, it doesn't really matter, they're just slightly different poses. So crow is with knees all the way up into the armpits. Crane, the knees are right behind the elbows, like on that little crease on the top of the elbows. So it's actually, in a way, a little easier to balance, but you have to be mindful that your elbows might lock a little bit. So mine won't go completely straight because that hurts, because I'm hypermobile. So mine might be slightly bent like mine. So basically find that little groove, and exactly the same principle. You really want to pull the belly in, lift, work towards straightening the elbows if you want to. Squeeze, 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 and back down. As I said, because of the flexibility of my elbows, I'm not really working towards straightening them because that hurts. So for me, that's my limit. Find yours and stick with what feels good to you. So now, let's do a couple of stretches for the wrists. So we're going to lift the hips high, come into a forward fold, and place the hands underneath your feet. So your toes are in contact with your wrists, and then you can bend your knees as much as you like here. Soften the elbows, soften the head, and fold forward. And you can use your toes to massage your hands and the base of your wrists. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, hands onto your hips and rise up to standing. Roll the shoulders back and down a few times. And then come to the front of the mat. Inhale, reach the arms up. Lift up, open the chest forward. Exhale, fold over your legs. Halfway lift, inhale here. Exhale, step the right foot back and step the left foot back. Lower the knees down. Bring the hands forward slightly. Chest down, melting heart pose. Forehead down or chin down, whatever you prefer here to stretch the shoulders. Let the belly relax. Lift yourself up. And then come all the way into a seat. Feet wide at the front of the mat. Hands behind your knees. Breathe in, open the chest. You can pull here and feel that stretch in your wrists. Exhale as you lean back. Again, let your arms straighten. Feel that stretch in the forearms. Breathe in to lengthen. Exhale to lean back. And last time, breathe in. Exhale, lean back, and this time lower all the way onto your back. Bring the feet closer to your hips, and if you extend your arms, you should be able to tickle your heels with your fingertips. Knees pointing straight up. We're going into a little bridge pose. So if you have a block and you want to go into a passive bridge pose, just place it underneath your sit bones. Otherwise, lift the hips and bring the shoulder blades towards each other. Interlace the fingers behind. Open the front of the body, chin tucked into the chest, shoulders away from the ears. Slowly lower the hips back down. Open the arms wide. Windshield wipe the legs from side to side. Supine twist of your choice now. Either knees into the chest and together, dropping them to one side. We'll bring one knee in, straighten the opposite leg, and take the leg towards the side. And you'll feel the stretch more in the front of the chest. So we're using this twist more to open the chest and the shoulder than to twist the lower back. Obviously that will happen too. But the aim today is to try and keep the shoulder blade on the ground so you can feel that lovely stretch after all that compression. Bring the leg back to center, or both knees back to center, and switch sides. Whichever version of supine twist you have, switch side and make sure that you can feel this opening and stretch in the front of the chest. Bring the legs back to center, both knees in. Rocking gently side to side. And then place the soles of the feet together and the knees wide. And arms can go above the head. Fully letting yourself open here. Very passive, chest opener. And then when you are ready, relax your legs, relax your arms for Shavasana. Allow your body to soften, fully relax and release. You can let yourself be guided by the dog snoring in the background. Let your breath return to normal and allow your body to absorb all the benefits of this practice. when you're ready to come out of this, start to take some deeper breaths. We'll stay here a little longer. When you're ready to come out, bring some movement back into your body. Stretch your arms above the head. And then bring your knees into your chest. And gradually make your way up towards a seat. Allow your shoulders to drop, jaw relaxed, spine tall. And bring your hands together at heart center for a moment of gratitude to yourself. Namaste. Thanks for practicing with me today, and have a good rest of your day or evening or whatever you're doing. Thank you.